Hello, I am here to review Confession of the Lioness by Mia Couto. It's a relatively short novel, only slightly less than 200 pages. It's translated from the Portuguese by David Brookshaw. This novel is from someplace in Portuguese-speaking Africa. What we have is a remote village where a number of women have been killed by lions recently. And so some outsiders bring in a hunter to kill these lions. Our main characters are the hunter himself and a young woman who lives in the village. The young woman, her sister, has recently been killed by a lion, and her father is more concerned about what will happen to his second daughter, when the outsider comes to the village than he is about her being attacked by lions. So she is forced to stay in their house when the hunter comes, and she fantasizes about the hunter being in love with her and taking her away from the village based on a past encounter. As we near the end of the novel, we begin to understand that there are, of course, real lions out in the jungle that are killing people, but there is also one lion who may indeed be a human. The writing in this novel is wonderful. I thought I would read the beginning of this novel because I was caught right away. So it begins, God was once a woman, before he exiled himself far from his creation, and while he had still not assumed the name Nungu, the current lord of the universe, looked like all the mothers in this world. At other time, we spoke the same language as the oceans, the land, and the heavens. According to my grandfather, that kingdom perished long ago, but somewhere within us there remains the memory of that far-off age. Illusions and certainties survive that have been passed on from one generation to another in our village of Kulamani. We all know, for example, that the sky is as yet unfinished. It's the women who for millennia have been weaving its infinite veil. When their bellies grow round, a piece of sky is added. Conversely, when they lose a child, this piece of firmament withers away. Maybe this is why my mother, Hanifa Azula, kept watching the clouds during the burial of her eldest daughter. My sister, Silencia, was the most recent victim of the lions, which have been tormenting our village for some weeks now. So that's the way the novel begins, and it's very much a feminist novel, I think, because a lot of it focuses on the quality of the lives of the women that live in this village and the repression that they feel. At the same time, it's referred to as magical realism by some. On the back here we have a quote, Mia Couto constructs a kind of magic realism with African roots that will enthrall lovers of the genre. I guess I could see it as magical realism, but you could also see it in a very realistic light. I quite enjoyed this novel, and it's definitely one that I would recommend if you're looking for a piece of translated fiction, or a novel about women, or just a good short piece of literature in general.